right, this is the 2025 Bolt Atlas. This is made by Bolt Custom Trucks. This is built on a 2024 Volvo VNR chassis. I'm just gonna do a full walk around here, show you everything. So there's a lot of stuff that makes this truck really special and this build out really special. There's a lot of details that seems like a lot of other companies just kind of miss. Or just things that other companies won't do that Bolt seems like they will do. So the most obvious thing is that this box is really long. This is a 23-foot box, which means it gets a rear bedroom. And we'll show you that later. But all right, just to start, so on the exterior, we have a 2-stage awning that comes out, wind sensing. One small detail that I'll just show right now. The other side looks like it has one too. You can kind of see the black strip above the slide out there. It's actually a dummy. So it basically just makes them match from side to side, so the truck doesn't look lopsided, and then it also is helps with the aerodynamics. Doesn't let unnecessary air get in from the top there. And generally aerodynamics are really cool on this one too. You can see the way the cab is kind of blended into the box. There's no random little like gasket there, and it's not overhanging a bunch in front, so it makes for very little wind noise driving down the road, and hopefully better fuel efficiency too. You can actually see in contrast here, this is the Renegade that it's replacing, and you can see the way that cab, that over cab area is just kind of like harsh, ugly, looks kind of like an afterthought, like something you'd strap onto a pickup truck. And then you have a ton of just like flat space here where all this air is just going to come in and get smashed there, make a bunch of noise. So by comparison, the Bolt is way quieter going down the road. The front axles on this are a 20,000 pound axle. By comparison, the Renegade was 18,000 pound. The tires are exactly the same size, load rating, all that stuff. And I actually thought that because they upgraded this to a 20,000 pound front axle, that this would actually be heavier up front. And I was a little worried about what that's gonna do to the tires, but it turns out it's actually lighter in front, even with all this extra box and everything. And the reason is they have some clever stuff that they've done to put more weight in the back. So a lot of that extra length is coming from obviously the last, I don't know, 8 feet or so. That's the rear bedroom that the other one doesn't have. They've done clever things like put the freshwater tanks underneath the bed in the rear bedroom. And in general, it just seems like they tried to put things in the back. I'm not sure about the actual building materials. Maybe they've used slightly lighter materials. But somehow they've achieved 1,000 pounds less front axle weight than I have on my Renegade, though I will go over some scales to confirm that. I was just going based off what they told me. So it has an outdoor entertainment center, Pioneer head unit. I haven't actually fired this up yet to check it out. And then in here we've got our 3 house batteries. This is pretty standard, and then our 3 truck batteries, also standard. Looks like these house batteries are the same size as the ones in the Renegade. I will note that they're a little bit loose in here. Actually, I guess you can't really pull them around, but this tray is much bigger than in the Renegade. On the Renegade, it's actually really hard to take the batteries out because they're butted up right against the tray, and you have to kind of pry under them with a screwdriver to try to get one of them up and out. They're just really tight, really annoying to change, so I assume changing these will be easier. And then quite a lot of electrical junctions, relays, all sorts of stuff. I don't necessarily know what all this does. If I followed all the wires, I could figure it out, but a lot of big fuses and stuff in here. One thing that is really cool is that a lot of stuff is is labeled that isn't in other places. So for example, this says solar. We've got labels on the fuses. There's a lot of labels on the wires. They've done a good job in general labeling everything, and I'll show you inside the truck. There's a lot more stuff that's labeled. I will note too, there's some LED lights going all across here. There's also LED lights on the bottom of the awning. All right, moving over to here. Got main breaker here for our, I think this is everything that's on the generator. Inverter, buddy plug, inverter, buddy plug. Okay, so this is all related to the inverter. So this is, these are the main things going through the inverter. Yeah, okay, so this is everything that doesn't go through the inverter. So ACs don't go through the inverter. The buddy plug, which is this thing, this thing is the buddy plug. So this is where you would plug in your like trailer. So we have 110 in the trailer as well, or 120. So we take a big cord, and basically as long as your generator is running, you can power your trailer as well. So in the old Renegade, we had the same buddy plug, and we're able to basically run the 2 mini splits in the trailer along with the AC in the truck at the same time. Hoping this will work. This has 2 AC units, so hopefully we can run all 4 things at once. Alright, so, and then this is your shore power cord. So if you're going to plug in at a campsite, you're going to do this, send it down through there. Cool thing that this has that the Renegades don't: auto retracts, and it actually even senses when it's too far retracts and backs out. All right, and then we've got our inverter. Maybe that's the inverter, and one of these is the inverter, one's the other controller. Anyways, I don't pretend to know all this stuff. And this would be generally your inverter controller, your panel where you would adjust everything. But this whole truck has a Firefly system. Firefly is a brand. They basically make an entire like control system that controls almost everything on the RV side. So this is actually bypassed. Looks like just a couple outlets here if you need outside outlets, and a little adapter cord that comes with it for your buddy plug. And that's pretty much it inside of that door. All right, another cool thing about this, which is kind of a premium feature, is this AquaHot system. So AquaHot basically uses coolant and a series of heat exchangers to give you hot water and heat, and it runs off of diesel. So what this means is you don't have to have propane at all, which generally your propane canister ends up taking up a good bit of space, especially if you have a large one. It would take up something like this, would be completely full of just one big propane cylinder. So with this, it does still obviously take up some space, but it completely eliminates your need for propane, which is nice because one, it hooks up to the big gray trailer over hiding in there. Going to get propane is quite a bit of trouble. It's not like you can just switch out the canisters. You have to take it somewhere like Camping World, and then you basically have to go inside. You have to talk to somebody. They send a technician out. You got to unhook your trailer. They drive the whole truck back to wherever they're going to fill up the propane. They do the thing. They come back. They give you a little piece of paper. They have to take it up to checkout. Nobody's ever at checkout, and it just takes forever. So it's a welcome thing to not have to deal with propane anymore. So the only other thing that you lose by not having propane is you aren't able to power your fridge with propane. This particular fridge in this, which we'll get to later, is one that's just for residential use. So it doesn't have the ability to do propane anyways, and it runs off the inverter. So, and so far this thing has been running for a day now, and I haven't really had the generator on much, and the fridge is still staying cold, and I haven't killed the battery. So that's a good sign. This does also have an intervac system. This is basically a built-in vacuum system, and you actually this is where the bag is kept. So actually empty the bag out when it gets full. A little outlet for it. You've got an fuel oil filter for the AquaHot system. This is the actual glycol coolant for the AquaHot, and yeah, that's it. And that one. Then we've got storage, which is a nice big storage compartment, about the same as what I had in the Renegade. But then I have another one now. And this is because we have like the longer box, the longer wheelbase, we get just more compartments. So 2 full storage compartments. This came with a telescoping ladder, not sure why, but it seems to do what it's supposed to. Got tow hooks, for the truck itself, and then a couple of extra parts for the generator. And then Eldorado Trailer Sales was nice enough to give me a cord to hook up the camera for the trailer. So there's actually a camera on the back of the trailer, and then somewhere up in here you plug in, I think it's this one, that actually plugs into the trailer. So you just run a cord between them, and then there's something up on the dash. There's a little extra device that shows you all your cameras. So you have like, there's one on the back of the truck, one on the side of the truck, and then you can put the one in the back of the trailer. I don't know if I'm gonna use it or not. See, if I keep everything hooked up together, it's easy, but it's annoying to have to unhook an extra thing when you're trying to do some sort of service. So we'll see if we use that. All right, other side. Not too much to see on the back. I removed the bumper pull hitch because it's just kind of in the way. I don't tend to use it that way. Got your airline hookups. My trailer is electric brakes, so not going to use those. And then this is a B&W turnover ball. It's basically, you can just remove the ball if you want. You pull on this thing. Not much else to see here. This is a little bit higher than the other truck. The way it sits right now, it's like 3 inches higher. So our trailer's not level again. We're buying a different hitch for the trailer that should go up into the trailer farther so that we can get it leveled again. On the other truck, I ended up bending the like ride height links in order to make it sit lower. So there's these big vertical links here. You can basically just put a big kink in those, and then that just artificially lowers the ride height. So not trying to do that again on this one. So we're gonna try to attack it on the trailer side. LED lights everywhere. Not too much to see. Same tires in the back as I have on the other truck. And then you've got your exhaust, your main truck exhaust, and then your exhaust for the, one of these is for the generator, and one of them is probably for the Aquahot. I haven't gone under there to look at them, but Onan 12.5 kilowatt diesel generator. This is pretty standard on these trucks now. Same one I have on the other one. Has a low 2.5 hours on it, and most of that's me. Gray and black tanks, there's not much to see here. It does have a little panel, so you can basically run an elbow down there, and then if you're at a campsite you want to kind of hook up long term. Oh, and it does have a storage chute, an easy hose carrier, so this is where you put your poop hose when you're not using it, so it doesn't get, I don't know, so you have a spot for it. And then there are actually heaters for the tanks. So you've got level sensors there, and then all the tanks, the freshwater and the gray and black, all have heaters attached to them. So you can operate this in winter as long as you keep your heat on. All right, and then we've got, here we are to the plumbing. So there's a couple things. You've got your, get a little nozzle if you want to like spray something down, like your poop hose. You also have, this is your fill, I believe. Yeah, this is the fill. This is actually nice. It comes on a reel, and I believe there's a button, yeah, it's hiding here, to retract this reel as well. There we go. So a lot of times you show up to like a place where you're gonna fill and they don't have a hose, and you gotta like attach your own. So this is nice that it's kind of just built in on the reel already. So that'll save some time. And then it does have, this is for winterization, and they've even labeled this, which is really nice. So basically when you're winterizing this thing and you need to fill the whole system with antifreeze, you just basically put this in a bucket of antifreeze and you open it up and run the pump, and it just sucks everything up through it. And then a lot of just check valves and stuff. And this is where, again, like all these labels are super helpful. It's telling you exactly what everything is. You've got PEX tubing everywhere, which is not super common to see in RVs. But it's just nice. It's a really well laid out system, and they kind of tell you everything. They've also been super responsive on the phone. Granted, this is pretty new for them, so I don't know if that goes on forever, but yeah, we talked through a couple issues today on the phone, and they were super responsive and receptive to feedback. Oh yeah, that's that. Your DEF tank is chilling over here. This is kind of a, one thing I don't like about this truck, it's kind of far away from the fuel tank, so that means you're going to be fueling up and then driving forward. and then filling up your def, but whatever. This is just like your flares and triangles, and then a bunch of storage shelves they gave you here. Not sure what I'll end up using this for. I generally don't like putting stuff on shelves that's just like black painted or just painted in general. Like, I'm actually worried about the insides of all these because you just scratch stuff up really fast. So I'm probably thinking about, for the insides of all these, to get some like stick-on carpeting like they do in a lot of trailers, and just lining those, so if anything's rubbing up against them, it's not just like making this truck look like 20 years old in the first year. And yeah, this has some weird like gaps and stuff. I'm not really sure why. It looks like it's actually been cut, so I'm not sure why they cut that out, but anyways. And then into the truck, just get the, so you open these up, and this is our fuel tank. So this is a single 125 gallon tank. I actually really like that. My old, the Renegade has dual tanks as an 80 and a 70. And it's just kind of cumbersome because you got to hook up on both sides. You got to use 2 pumps. If you ever go to like a normal gas station for whatever reason, and you don't have 2 pumps, like, you're basically not going to fill it up all the way because you're not going to try to swing it around. So this is nice. It's just on one side. It's on the driver's side, which is convenient. So yeah, good with that. This whole panel comes off apparently too. Oh, and then there is a self-leveling system on this one, which the Renegade didn't have. I'll show you that later. Let's see if I can, I've only done this a couple times. Make sure I'm doing it right. I think I'm not. I'm gonna have to slam it. There it is. Apparently I have to slam it harder. I don't know. There it is. Easier to do two-handed. Really, I still didn't do it right. All right. There's got to be a trick. I did it once before. Ah, it kind of like does it itself. Lock in. All right, now we're solid. I don't know. That's not them. That's Volvo. So put that on Volvo. Yeah, under the hood is the Volvo D13, and it has, oh, I locked myself out of the cab. It's a semi under the hood. There's nothing really special to see there. It's a big inline 6-cylinder. I don't know the displacement. It's 500 horsepower, and I don't know the torque. So someone I'm sure can tell me. Get some height posts there, so you know if you're about to hit something. And yeah, that's the outside. Actually, this is interesting. I didn't know these were over here too. I'm gonna see what's behind this. I'm guessing like a lot of nothing. Maybe something with, yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the this is like the DEF system and the regen system. They were telling me about this. A lot of the emission stuff is chilling over here on this truck. You don't have to slam this side. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these things. They seem kind of hokey. What the hell actually happens here? Okay, there's a pin. Oh, I see. So there's a pin here. It needs to go in that hole. And if you slam it, looks like it's supposed to ride up this ramp. So maybe you have to hold it. This is a two-handed operation, it seems. Push it in, yep, and then it should go in there. Okay, yep, gonna use your body weight, I guess. Kind of silly. Anyways. Okay, that's the outside. Inside. Oh, before we go inside, this actually has a little like keyless entry system, and it even has a doorbell. You can set a lock or unlock code, and then you can lock it from here. And this actually controls not only the lock on this door, but every single cabinet on both sides too. So all these exterior cabinets, they all get locked. You can basically choose to lock everything. Well, yeah, lock everything, and then when you're unlocking, you can choose to unlock just the door, just the cabinets, or everything. You've got your kind of standard folding stairs here, so there's actually a step lock button here. So if you turn this off, so when you close this, folds up. Open it, it comes out. It will also fold up as soon as you get, I think when you either go in drive or you put your foot on the brake. And the Renegade, they fold up when you put your foot on the brake. I haven't checked on this one yet. And then there are lights under the stairs. And then we've got our awning control here. It's on a remote. Give you a fire extinguisher here. Never can be too safe. Standard kind of door here. I will note this door is really wide. This is way wider than your standard RV door. This is actually wide enough that you could change the furniture out in here. And I'll say on the Renegade, that is definitely not the case. This door is probably 12 inches wider than on the Renegade. So kind of cool. Stupid screen doors never work right. That's not on them. All right, going in. Okay, so before we get too much into the inside stuff, I wanted to show. I'll close this door quick so that it is not so bright in here. All right, inside here. So this is a panel with all the electrical stuff in it. So you can quick open this up. Just get at some breakers. And then, I'm probably not gonna be able to put this back together, but I'll pull this out. If I can remember, I'm probably just gonna leave this apart because it takes two hands to put it back together. They give you really good access to all the electrical stuff. And I was talking about labels, like every single wire in this is labeled. It is kind of crazy. Oh, and there's the solar charge controller. I didn't know where that was, so glad I did this tour, because now we know where that is, because it's not working right now. We're trying to figure out why. So, but yeah, pretty impressive just layout. It does look like a big rat's nest, but you know what? There's just a lot of stuff going on in here. Get your back of your head unit here, back of a bunch of stuff. Basically have access to the back of a lot of things here. So there's a ton of controls here. It's nice you don't have to take them out to actually access them. Oh, let's put that back in. All right, inside. So that's what's inside. All right, details. So there's a TV here. This is a spot to put like your cable box or your, I guess your dish network box. This has satellite in motion that's ready to go. When I picked it up, they actually had their dish, I don't know, receiver in there, and they actually had the TV on just to prove that it works. You have basically a head unit here that's hooked up to a sound system, which has 3 different zones. I think it's kind of like front, middle, and rear. I haven't played with it too much, but you can see on here there's 3 zones, and there's speakers all over the place in here. There's all the black things basically. And then there's actually a subwoofer down in here, which is kind of neat. It did rattle the electrical box, this like fuse box in here, but I fixed it up with a piece of foam tape already. There's some like double-sided foam. I just left the second sticky side attached, the paper attached, and that took away that rattle. So all good there. They were super receptive to that feedback too. They're like, yep, we'll do that on all the future ones. All right, and then, man, this thing is cool. So this is the Firefly system. This does literally everything. Hard to see, it's all the glare. But basically from here you have master controls. You can turn all the lights on and off in the whole place all at once, which is sweet. Tells you everything about your tanks here. Tells you you've got your climate control on here. Talks about your aqua hot system. You can see battery voltages, your generator, whether it's on or off. And now that we're inside, I think I'm actually going to turn this on because it's freaking hot in here now. So turning generator on. Makes a weird clunk when it starts up, but that's good. Auto gen start, so you can set up the auto gen start to turn on when it's basically when the AC needs to run, and then also to turn on when the battery voltage gets too low. So in the summer it's probably just gonna run all the time because ACs never really keep up when it's really hot out. But anyways, it's good to know that you can kind of just leave this thing. Like if you're not doing anything for a couple of weeks, you can just leave it and you're not going to come back to some dead house batteries. All right, yeah, so we got the ACs are on, everything's going. Hopefully that's not too much background noise. All right, we got all our lighting. So there's like a ton of lighting in here. You got all sorts of accent lights. You turn it on and off. You got overhead lights on the living room, kitchen, dinette, sofa, up in the bunk. And then we got bathroom lights, closet lights. I don't even know where the closet is, but there's closet lights. And bedroom. So you basically have all of this on now, and then you can individually turn each section off. So you can basically do all the front or all the bathroom lights or all the bedroom lights all at once. Super handy. Oh, RGB, I didn't see this yet. You get to pick the color of your accent lights somehow. I haven't played with this yet. Oh, we got accent lights up there. This is new to me. Find some, yeah, some JXB blue. I don't know what this one is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this in the dark. I don't know. Oh, it changes too. You can, wow, fancy. All right. Anyways, oh, there's exterior ones too. You get to change all that. Yep, something for later in the dark. Go back to this. Lights. All right. Very cool. All right, then you got a screen for your generator, your inverter, your auto gen start, all this stuff. There's nothing in here about solar is the only thing that I found. But anyways, that's all in there. Climate controls are all in there. We're set to auto, cool. And then we got slide out control here. So this whole thing is a slide. The couch and dinette. I won't do it because it takes a while. You also can retract or extend the awning from here. And then settings, there's a ton of stuff here. There's a ton of like troubleshooting, setting the time, which apparently is off again. So, oh no, it's not. I just got it at, hold on, it's PM. There we go. So yeah, so then the cool thing about this system, it's not just here. So basically integrated in this system are a ton of remotes that are everywhere. So there's one here where you control certain things that are relevant to being right here where you're standing. You've got one over here, right? Turn off all your lights that are over the dinette and sofa. And then you've got one in the bathroom. The bathroom is going as far as like actually controlling like the fan, the exhaust fan. If you turn your water pump on, like, so basically everything that would be relevant to wherever you're at is in here, which this is I just love systems like that. I like websites like that too, right? Where it's like whatever you want to see, wherever you're at on the website just makes perfect sense. All the buttons are there that you need and none of the ones that you don't. Same thing over here. On the bed, got ceiling, closet. You can turn off all of the front stuff and all of the rear stuff. So basically you can turn everything on and off from here too. And then over on this side of the bed, you have the entire screen again. So you have literally everything out here. So you're lying in bed, you can control anything and check on anything in the entire RV without even lifting a finger. Well, you have to lift a finger, but you don't have to get out of bed. This does have little reading lights too. We're not in the bedroom tour yet though. We're still talking about this stuff. All right, I think that's, okay, so then we got tank heaters. You can turn your tank heaters on. And then, let's see, cable. I don't even know, antenna, I guess if you want to put up, I don't know. I'm not probably going to do anything with that. This is for the satellite in motion. And then we go, oh, step cover. That's cool. So you push this button. Yeah. Now you can just stand on here. It's a little bit flexible, but feels pretty good. 200 pounds, didn't fall. So definitely safe for having our baby in here. And then we've got the solar controller, which we haven't figured out yet, so we're gonna figure that out. Oh, and then the vacuum system. So you basically just plug the hose in there, and when you do, it connects these two little terminals together and the vacuum turns on. So you just got a long flexible hose with a bunch of attachments on the end, and you just go around and vacuuming stuff. I tested out today, it seems to pick up dirt, so good there. Get this back out of here. All right, I've been fishing through manuals. There's a lot of manuals that come with this stuff, like a shitload of manuals. Basically every piece of equipment in here, they leave a manual in. It's pretty standard. Interestingly, I couldn't find the solar controller in any of these. That's what I was looking for, and it just doesn't seem to have a manual, or I don't know. It's not here. Get that out of here. Okay, and then, all right, we got a drawer. Cool. We got some remotes. This is for the one head unit. This is for the outside head unit. Got just a big cabinet down here. Nice cabinet underneath the sink. Another thing, this was another feedback I gave to them. This thing like kind of bangs around while you're driving down the road. So I put a little piece of foam there. That kind of holds it in place better. Maybe add another if I have to. Access to plumbing stuff. All right, these are all soft closed drawers, which is nice. All right, and then the actual kitchen stuff here. So we got a sink. These LED lights are trippy on it. One thing that this one has too is it has two sinks. The Renegade only had one. It only had a kitchen sink. It didn't have a bathroom sink. So this is nice because I'll probably just end up leaving this kitchen stuff kind of closed, and we'll just kind of operate out of the bathroom sink when you're going down the road. And then you do have an induction cooktop here. And then the microwave is generally also a convection oven. Yep, it is confirmed. It's got some fancy attachments on it. You can make pizza in here or something. Got a whole cooking guide. You know how to do everything. All sorts of presets. So, and then we just got cabinet, shelving, storage. Same up here. Basic stuff. And then we have our full-size Samsung fridge, which is really important because it has a big freezer, and we do all these ice cream parties at the events, and so we're going to be able to bring more ice cream. And then these have little locks that they kind of attach afterwards. I think this is an add-on. I've seen it on some other stuff. If you look really close in the pictures, whenever there's like a residential fridge, they usually have these on there. So this locks it, so when you're going down the road, it doesn't open, and then you can unlock it. Is working, still frozen. Big old regular fridge. So I'm very excited about that. All right, and then there is a bunk up here. So this is the first bed. Ignore this cushion is not supposed to be up there. This cushion actually goes over the dinette table. So the dinette table goes down, and then the cushion goes on top of it to make that into a bed. It's not a very long one, so I don't know who's going to sleep there. It's like for kids or something. But in the pictures, I didn't think this bunk was very big, but it actually looks like you could definitely sleep two people up there. And then this actually pushes up and folds out of the way, so you don't have to like duck when you're going through there. But I think this needs another shock because I cannot get this thing up high enough to where it holds its own weight consistently. It'll do it for a little while, and then you'll hit a bump and it'll fall back down. So definitely some room for improvement there. And then this has nice little sliding doors. So if there's squeaks and rattles in the back of the RV while you're driving down the road, which is pretty much inevitable with an RV, there's these cool little like stoppers too. You can just close this thing up. It's got a little lock. And you don't have to hear what's going on. You basically just be in the cab by yourself. All right, the semi-truck part, which is uninteresting if you're a semi-truck driver, but if you're not and you're just doing this RV thing and you happen to have bought one that's attached to a semi-truck, this is pretty neat. Start it up just to go through the paces here. Wait for the needle sweep. Alright, big old inline six. Okay, the Volvo. What is interesting about the Volvo? It has adaptive cruise control. It yells at you when you're getting too close to somebody. It yells at you when you're running out of your lane. The transmission is a 12-speed automated manual, so it actually has a regular old dry clutch. This is very similar. It had a 13-speed Eaton in there, and in that one, man, that transmission just sucks. It just like takes forever between gears. It's really jerky around low speeds, like in the parking lot. Basically, it's just like nothing, and then it just like lurches forward. So trying to like back up slowly into something, like nearly impossible. You're basically seriously riding the brake with your left foot to try to keep everything moving smoothly. This one, you really have to give it some gas, and then it just kind of slowly starts creeping forward. So it's really nice. And then it's way quicker between gears. It is down on horsepower by 50 compared to the Freightliner, but I'm pretty sure this gets up to speed faster. Maybe we'll have to drag race them, see which one's actually faster. But yeah, so your standard stuff: parking brake, trailer, air supply. We don't have any air brakes on our trailer, so won't be using that one. There's no park in these. You basically just go to neutral. So here's actually your gear shift is down here, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you switch to manual mode. You can switch between 3 drive modes. There's like a everyday economy, there's like a extra kind. There's an EE mode, which is basically the least aggressive, and then there's a single E, which seems to be like more of a normal mode. And then if you push it again, it goes to P. So here you got EE in the middle there, and then E, and then P. And P is for performance. That will like drop a gear usually if you're like going up a hill, and then once you start driving normal again, it goes back to EE or wherever you were at before. And then you can auto upshift or downshift just by pushing these buttons. And you also have 2 reverse gears, which is standard on the other one too. So if you're going in reverse already, then you just push the plus, and then it switches to from R1 to R2. So you can see right now it's an N1, whatever that means. This actually has a touchscreen. It's got like Bluetooth and all this stuff. It's kind of like actually a normal thing. The Freightliner was super outdated. It had like a double DIN head unit and the worst speakers I've ever heard. I didn't even use it. Like it was unbearable to put music on any more than like what you could just barely hear. So very glad to have normal speakers. And then you've got your diff locks, hill start. This, you can dump all the air out of your airbags so that you can kind of like duck under a trailer hitch and then kind of pop up on the other side. So you can almost kind of hook up without even messing around with the trailer height. I don't know what this eco roll thing is. I gotta look that one up still. Lots of power. More power down here. This actually has storage too. That's another thing. The Freightliner, it has a thing up there like this, but it's on a freaking angle, and it just like dumps everything into the dashboard. So totally useless. This one's got way more storage. It's way better use of the space. A couple of cup holders. I don't know what that is for. I guess another cup or something, or whatever you want to put in there. It's awesome. So this is your trailer emergency brake. I'm not going to use that because we don't have the air hooked up. And you got like nice climate control. You can actually set the temperature. I mean, it's just like what you would expect in like a modern Kia or something. You know, I just can't get over like these semi trucks. People live in these things, and like I would think that the technology in a semi truck, like especially like a higher end semi truck like a Volvo or a Peterbilt or whatever, would be on par with what you're getting in today's modern vehicles, but it's just not. So I'm glad this is at least like a 2010 Kia inside, not that thing which was like, I don't know, 1980 Chevy or something. All right, steering wheel controls, whole bunch of stuff related to cruise control. This kills your lights quick. This kills all of your running lights quick, so you can say thank you for letting me in. You got some phone stuff. I haven't tried that yet. You've got your following distance setting, and I don't know what this one is. Because that's cruise control on, cancel, resume. You go up and down. I really don't know what that is. I have to look into that one. Some just basic media controls. You got horns. This one doesn't have an air horn. That is really lame. There's nothing up here, so all these kids are going to be going like this, and I'm just going to be they're going to be so disappointed. But automatic headlights, that's a welcome feature. Just some this is actually cool too. This is a check. This is your light check button. So you push this and it kind of goes, it activates all your exterior lights, so you can walk around and make sure that they're all working. It's kind of cool thing. And then this actually has like quite a lot of information in the screen. Let me see if I can get out of this. You can scroll through quite a lot of things here, kind of check out all your temperatures and pretty much everything. It's just all in here, which is nice. On the Freightliner, there's a lot more gauges. They're all just like analog gauges. This one seems to be a lot more modern. I will say the Freightliner is kind of like a previous generation, so I missed the cutoff to get into like a newer Freightliner by like 1 year, because that's a 2018 model, and it seems like means the Freightliner itself is probably 2017, and they somewhere around 18 or 19 they started facelifting them, and it's a new generation, and they do look a lot nicer inside. This one, again, I actually just missed the newest model again. So like the 2025 Volvos are now updated even beyond this, but this is what it looked like in 2018 or 2017 when the Freightliner was brand new, and this is just ahead. So I'm a little annoyed I missed it by a year again, but oh well. All right, you got some lane departure stuff you can turn on and off. There's more charging up here. It's a microphone. This is where your CB radio would go. Probably not going to bother getting one of those. You got some cab lights, speakers, lots of controls on the seats, which is interesting. So you got heated and cooled seats, and then you have this back cycle thing, which actually just like it inflates the lumbar support and then deflates it. It inflates it and deflates it, so it goes back and forth, which is really nice. I actually do have back problems, especially sitting in firmer seats. I'm like more of like a big comfy couch seat, because I need some like basically even pressure across my back, where a firmer seat kind of pushes in certain places, which doesn't feel great for me, but so that should hopefully help. You got all this adjustable lumbar stuff, and then yeah, recline. You got your air ride stuff. I don't even remember what that is. Oops, sorry, I'm not even looking at it. I'm not sure what that does. I don't remember. And then you've also got, this is just a quick like air dump. So if you're just trying to get in and out of the truck quick, a lot of times if you've got the air ride seat way up, it's kind of hard to, especially squeeze under the steering wheel, but you just got this quick dump button that just dumps all the air out of it. That's kind of neat. And then this one, I believe, lets you spin it around, so you can actually spin this so it can be part of the RV. Yep. So you have to play with the little, you gotta kind of put it forward and then spin a little more and then put it backwards and that kind of thing. But yeah, so you can spin it around so that you can actually like have a conversation with somebody back here. Not supposed to do that while you're driving down the road, but and then you got power locks, power mirrors, which is cool. It doesn't have keyless entry, but at least you have a single lock button, so you don't have to go pushing down on the thing. Mirrors, lots of mirrors everywhere. And then we got our cameras. So this one's up on the back of the box, and then there's I think when you put your turn signal or you put it on reverse, you get another one too. Looking down the side, I think. And then equalizer. So we have our auto leveling system. So there's 4 big hydraulic jacks that come down. So you basically just hit auto level. It cycles through, gets your whole thing level. That's kind of standard RV stuff. But the other Renegade didn't have it. So, or the Renegade, not the other. Oh yeah, and then yeah, like more controls here. Bunk controls. This is kind of like an extension of these little like remotes that I was showing you earlier. Just kind of a little one just for the bunk. Turn your lights on and off. Just, oh yeah, I really like that system. That system's awesome. This is a little like storage shelf / like ladder to get up there. I haven't gone up there yet, but. All right, and then let's see, we're on to these. So the dinette has storage, which is great. Lots of storage. You can put like bedding and stuff in there. Got some couplers up here. You got outlets. There's a good number of outlets everywhere. Be happy about that. More outlets are always better. And then, yeah, this table here. So you hold this down button. It turns green at some point. Maybe I gotta hold the up button. I'm a little fuzzy on how this is supposed to work, but all right, maybe it just doesn't work right now. I don't know. This thing seems a little temperamental, but it's a power table and it's telescoping. And in theory, oh, there it is. Now it's gonna go down. So now if I push it down, yep, it's going down. So it automatically just goes to the bottom. And then that thing up here, just pull it down, goes on top. And as soon as that gets all the way to the bottom, I guess it's this, I don't know. It should go down farther than that. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Seems temperamental. I'm not sure. Oh, there it goes now. Maybe I pissed it off. Now it's going. Oh, I like auto returned. Weird. Okay, well, I don't know. TBD. That's supposed to be flush. Yeah. Cabinets all the way across there. Lots of lights, accent lights. This is a fold-out couch. A jackknife sofa, they call them. All these windows open. Standard. These windows open too. I haven't opened it yet, but I assume it opens. Yep. And yeah, this is pretty standard. Then you got these like little things you got to undo up there to get it to fall back down. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of lame, but it works. Just say open. Outlet down there, safety stuff. Got vents everywhere. Vents. No vent in here, so that's probably gonna be a little toasty. I'm gonna go up there in the summer. All right, we're getting to the end of this thing. All right, so we got a bathroom door. Probably saw it up on the sliding doors, but there's these cool little door stopper things they've got so they don't move around too much when you're moving. You know, still seems to move a little. Maybe I gotta push on it harder. Whoa, it's falling off. All right, push it down, and then when you want to release it, you push this one. Anyways, it's also got a little rubber bumper here, so when it's there, it doesn't bang. Got a toilet, little flush, big flush. We've got some storage shelving here, which also opens up here, which I thought was kind of weird. It opens up here, but then you can just get into it from the side. So I don't know. I guess maybe you shove your toilet paper in the back. But I don't know. This is weird because there's no edge here. So anything you put on here is gonna end up out. So I don't know. Maybe you just put towels up there or something. And you get your sink. And this says wireless charging, but I don't think it does because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. But pops up and you got outlets. So it's kind of neat, I guess. Probably figure out the wireless charging eventually on it. Cabinets, little mirrors on these ones. At first glance, this doesn't have a lot of storage, but it's just kind of spread out. It's just a little bit of storage in every room, and then it kind of adds up. There's not, oh, that one's really small. I don't even know what's up here. It must be vents or something running through there. Soft close everything, that's nice. Got one towel rack, which I think is a little lame, and I know it's not really very easy to find places to put towel racks, but I feel like I could have found a couple more spots, like right here, and maybe some hooks on the door. Looks like I'll be adding those, but yeah, whatever. It's like, this thing sleeps like 7 to 8 people. You would think there would be like, you know, a spot for at least like half of that many towels. There's like spot for 1, maybe 2 if you're folding it really crappy. All right, then the shower stall is pretty nice. It's not actually stone. It's got a little lock here. This was one of my bits of feedback to them. This lock kind of damages the gasket there. So when you try to pull it out while you're driving down the road, it just hits there. And there's kind of, it should just be a little closer, like, or this should just be a bigger head or something, I don't know. And when we got it, actually, the door had probably swung open and then slammed, and it actually moved. It was like half of this seal on the end was on the other side. We actually had to like push it like all the way through and then take the seal off, bring the door back to the correct side, and then put it back on. And I actually had to do that again when I got home because I forgot to lock this and it was swinging around. So, but they were super receptive to that. I talked to them on the phone about that today. And a nice little skylight there. Hopefully that doesn't leak. Skylights always make me nervous. Okay, so that's the bathroom. One interesting thing about this layout is that if you're in the bedroom and then someone from out here has to take a shit or go and take a shower, you're kind of stuck in the bedroom until they're done, or else you're gonna see their wiener. I don't know. So, yeah, well, whatever. I guess you're just kind of limited. There's not much you can do here other than, I mean, you don't really have room for like additional doors to like make a hallway or anything here. So the only other thing to do would be to like somehow make the hallway on the side and then have the bedroom on the other, like taking the middle and the far side. But you get into weird like logistical stuff with that, trying to get plumbing where you need it and that kind of thing. You kind of need to have like the plumbing coming from the sides. I don't know. So anyways, we'll deal with it. First world problems for sure. All right, we got these little baby cabinets. These are cute, these little closets. You can hang like 2 articles of clothing here. You can maybe like, if you had like a tracksuit, you could hang your pants in this one, and then you could hang your shirt in there. I don't know. They tried. I got a lot of cabinets up here, which is great. This one's actually clear, which I'm not sure why this one's clear. Don't know. There's some sort of box here, and there's like double-sided tape here. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, because you're supposed to put your satellite, your cable boxes and stuff up in here, so there's clear so the remote can get through there. That's why that is. You got emergency exit. I guess I should have shown. If you're familiar with RVs, you probably know how these work, but basically you always have these privacy shade version, and then you've got the full blackout curtains. That's pretty standard. You can open all these up. Got a mirror here, big old mirror. In case you know you're getting dressed over there. I can't imagine trying to get dressed in that little space. And this space is even worse. Trying to make this bed's gonna be terrible, but it is a queen size bed, so that's cool. Yeah, not much else to see. Oh, the other, I guess the interesting thing was we talked about the hot water tanks, or not the hot water, the freshwater tanks underneath the bed. So if you have to get in there and service the tanks for whatever reason, you actually go in here and you lift up, and then there, that's where they are. There's a little prop stick that you stick in there and all that. So that's where they're at. Good for weight distribution, I suppose. So I think that's the whole place. Yeah, I don't know. This is seems like a step up from what I have in the Renegade for sure. It's a lot of attention to detail with the lighting and things like the stairs. And oh, looks like our thing's over. Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey.
We're doing
up your video?
No, we're almost done. So.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll let you go.
We're 54 minutes in, so
okay.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're pretty much done. Are you leaving?
I was gonna leave. Yeah.
Okay.
Have Steve look and see if he can figure out what's going on. I can't get that diff in.
Okay.
It's off, so sorry. I'll let you go. See ya.
So yeah, definitely a step up from the Renegade. The Volvo is a big step up over the Freightliner. It's just so much smoother on the road. It's quieter. This thing's a lot quieter. I do have some squeaks and rattles that I'm trying to work out here. The slide out was squeaking pretty bad, but overall way quieter than the Renegade so far. And I haven't closed these doors yet to see, but I'm assuming that pretty much takes all away every squeak and rattle that's coming from back here. That doesn't help you if you're traveling back here, but yeah, we'll just see how this thing goes. I'm sure there'll be kinks to work out. I still got to move everything in here. Haven't transferred anything over. We basically unloaded the Renegade. That's going to be for sale if anybody's interested. 169,000 miles on that, just broken in. Yeah, fifth wheel gooseneck bumper pull. It's got everything. It's got a huge unobstructed countertop, which is pretty neat. Dishwasher, all sorts of stuff. If you're into like cooking, yeah, that's the way to go. But we used to be into cooking. We did like a lot of meals, like big group meals, so we would prepare all the food, needed all the burners and everything like that, but kind of downsized the kitchen here since we kind of switched to doing these ice cream parties while we're out. So yeah, I don't really what else to say about this other than excited to actually take it to some events and kind of get even more familiar with it, and excited to move everything into here. So yeah, hopefully this didn't bore you too much. All right, that's it. Signing out. Talk to you guys later.